Hey, it's Shaves, and welcome to another expedition of the Anime Encyclopedia. Surprise stream! Surprise for me, too, because I just decided to do it. I don't have the chat pulled up, so I apologize. There we go. We're gonna do like 4 pages. We're gonna do, not like 4 pages, maybe 2 hours. Hopefully just 2 hours. Because I wanted to work on something else. I want to work on a particular video. Something for January. Something for January. Besides the update video. You know? Just something. I don't want to... Again, I didn't want to, like, promise a one-a-month type of thing, but, you know. I figure it's good. Let me know if the volume's good. A good place. Good position. I've been also doing, like, 8 other things for work and other stuff that I'm dealing with. Just went shopping and such. Yeah. Sending an email off as I'm just starting to stream, etc. I don't have much light on my face because it's already dark and stuff. But if I just do this with the notes up, now I have it. Hello, people in chat. Good to see you guys. Yeah, we're just doing 4 pages today. Wow, it's made. Myself right here, and then chat right here. Yeah, that's what I had it as. Yeah, then I could actually see myself. I'm such a vain person. Anyway, but I need the notes. Yes. Yeah, last we were. This is useful right here. This is a Master Keaton type of thing. Hey, and you few people in chat. You get a first peek. You get a first peek at something as soon as I deal with the volume levels. Let me know if my volume levels on stream are good as well. But yeah. Check this out. I got patches made by Bob Samurai. He surprised me with them. He surprised me with this one, because originally he showed me the other patch that I have right here. And I was like, oh my god, thank you, oh my god. And then he sent me them, and then he just had this this was included with it. I was like, oh my gosh, dude, thank you. So I got them sewn on by a tailor, and now they're part of this jacket. Start of this patched looking jacket type of thing. I think I'll do this instead of like tattoos for now. I think that's a good idea. Volume seems fine to me. Thank you so much, Veal. Yeah, but the other one is so I posed. It's a snowy day out today, very aesthetic. So I posed in front of my car. My roommate took photos of me. I'm gonna post those on Twitter later. I haven't even looked at them yet, but you know, I don't know. I'm just nervous too, I guess. I don't know why. Well, let's quit dawdling. It's been about 5 minutes. Let's get this reading started. I like it being timed with the music there. It's just a touch. I have another thing uploading to Google Drive to send to my compatriot, who will upload it to a YouTube channel, a certain thing. So that'll come out hopefully soon as well. And then Digest is towards the end of the month. It's coming up this week, or the next week really. And then I want this other video and stuff. So you got a lot of stuff from me today. This coming end of the month type of thing. It's exciting. Anyway, I hate to plug all my stuff. I don't hate to plug my stuff actually. I like when I plug my stuff. So now we are in past Master Keaton. We're gonna do these 4 pages. We're gonna try to accomplish this much, and we have some good articles in this one. We got Mazinger Z, MD Geist. They have a giant thing on MD Geist, of course. Hello, Greg. Metabot, Megazone 23. And that's it for those 4 pages, but we'll see if we can do more. Maybe we can do more. I would like that. I would like that, at least. Okay. Actually, we didn't leave on Master Key, and we last on Master of Musqueton. Because I had to do that one I just had to sneak that one in there, and of course it was a big deal, or stuff that happened with that one. Anyway. So, yes, okay. This is titled called Matasaburo, the Wind Imp. And let me know if I fuck up with this title at the bottom, if I forget to move on to the next one or whatever. I like the OST in the background, so nostalgic. Yeah. I've been rocking this one for a while now. I think for the first couple months when I was streaming this series, I was doing just the general lo-fi radio type of thing. And it was nice. It just wasn't as familiar. It would always be a different track, right? It's just nice. But I like that this one kind of loops, and but it doesn't loop that much. It doesn't loop to being annoying. It's the OST for Tanoshimu Manika. And if you just look up Moomin Autumn, you'll find it. Hello, 3rd stream. Good to see you, Davis. Yeah, we're on the 3rd stream with this one for, of the year. Yeah. And we're gonna try to stream every week. I wanted to stream last, but I forgot. No, I didn't forget. I actually had work. I had a lot of work. Let's read. Matasaburo, the Wind Imp is from 1988. They call it heartrending right at the beginning, so that's an opinion. Oh, it's a Kenji Miyazawa work. Night of the Galactic Railroad. Oh, wow. Okay. And a little Toshiya Harada mention. Oh, this is directed by Rintaro as well. Neat. A lot of interesting stuff about that one. But yeah, I'm going to give it an opinion. They gave it a positive, because they call it heartrending. Matasaburo, the Wind Imp. Heartrending. All right. Yeah. There we go. Matsugoro the Wolf. We're on it. We're on it this time. We're cruising. It's a short article too, and then the next one's a little longer. It's from 1989. Unlikely adaptation? That's all they say about it. Just a kind of a summary. Alright. I still have to do the long and short thing, but I'm not going to do that on stream. I don't know when I'll do it. But I'll do it at some point. Or maybe I'll just give up on it. Don't put that into the ether. Come on. Don't just say that. Maya the Bee from 1975. I remember I went on a whole diatribe about this in another stream somewhere. It's in the ether, so I have to go find it. I still have to do that long I really have to sit down for like a couple days, like a week. It's like, here's the project I'm doing. Once I get certain other things, get this Naruto video out of the fucking way. I did some work on it this week. I did work on it. It's like 6 minutes worth. And then re-recorded some stuff, and I did work. Yeah, it happened. Things were happening. So, Maya the Bee. Oh, by the way, Greg, I don't know if you popped in stream a little afterwards, but I got this embroidered. I got a patch from Bob Samurai, and he got me this, and he also made this. Yeah. I don't know if you yeah. Flighty young honeybee Maya learns from her teacher Cassandra how to fly and collect pollen, but she's so good at her job that she exhausts the supply in the area surrounding her hive and must head out to find a new field of flowers. I didn't change the text! I was too excited to get to Maya the Bee. And I'm reading this one out loud because I feel like it's an article of note, because this is a pretty well-known title, I guess. Oh, cool. I shouldn't say it's a well-known title. Well-known maybe in my circles of obscure shit. Okay. It's so funny, like, I have it held up like this, And then you can kind of see it actually. Okay. Um, and must head out to a new field, find a new field of flowers. Whereupon she has many adventures with beetles, grasshoppers, and her friend Willie, who is sent by the queen bee to find her. It's another tale of a bug's life, similar to Hutch the Honeybee, which is, yeah, that's the one I read, I believe, but based on the 1929 children's book by Waldemar Bonsels and made up as a co-production with the German company Peter Films. Series was shown on Nickelodeon back in the days before a Japanese origin was something to boast of. Nice. And consequently, it is not generally known as anime. A sequel, new quote unquote anime. A sequel, New Maya, made soon after but not screened until 1982, made soon. Oh, that's new. Oh no, it's not new. Okay, yeah, sorry. Featured a new crew, and was chiefly animated by the inferior Wako production. It centers on Maya waking from hibernation and discovering that her friend Philip the Grasshopper's house has been burned down during the winter. Meeting Philip's savior, Mousy the Mouse, they begin a series of new adventures. Alright. I would say they gave an opinion about the inferior studio. Let me just reread that part. I'd say dismissive more so than outright negative, because I guess because they're comparing it to Nippon Animation, so yeah, I get it, I guess, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Maya V was one of those shows that had a Finnish dub back in the day, and you could hear the German dub in the background. No shit. Wow. That's I'm surprised. They must have not gotten permission or something. I don't know what. I've never heard that, of like them just dubbing over it and you could just hear it in the background. That's insane. That's crazy. Maze is the next one. Shouldn't one not be staring into a nasty piece of glass? Sorry, I'm quoting YouTube poop. What is the countryside protecting exiled princess Mill of Batonia? By night, she transforms into a brash, annoying, sex-obsessed boy. Huh! That's an interesting premise. By day, Mace is a girl who wanders the countryside, protecting exiled princess Mill of Bartonia, whose kingdom has been run over by the Jaina holy group. But by night, she transforms into a brash, annoying, sex-obsessed boy. Okay. A lighthearted, in parentheses, and lightweight cross of Ranma 1/2 and Wizard of Oz, featuring the same look, plot, and often gags as Akahori's earlier Beast Warriors. A stereotypical supporting cast that includes the Ninja Solitude, Demi Hunter, Master, Female Knight, Fear, and World Wizard Wall. Her opponent is a pretty boy cast from the same mold as Escafiloni's Dino Dao, but unabashedly named Gorgeous. The original video series is designed for audience that had already read the books and listened to the radio show. So it consequently dumps the viewer right in the middle of the action without any explanation, expecting them little. I think they were a little negative about it. It's an OVA, so they definitely have seen it, and they talk about like they've seen it. Let me see. I think it's a mixed. Nothing new is happening, I should say. I'd say that's a lot more critical the way I put it. That looking at it, there's not as many positive things they say about it besides being lighthearted. They're probably gonna put it in a negative. It's a very light negative, but yeah. Spent the last 3 months studying DSP and his hater community. After that, I could write a book about parasocial relationships. Yeah, I can't imagine. He's very early case of that too, right? Because he's very early, like very classic, older, like been on the internet for a longer period of time, but has way more of a connection to his audience than say AVGN. AVGN certainly has connections, but I think he takes it a little. It's not as parasocial with AVGN, right? At least it seems that way to me. But I've seen a little bit of Dark Side. I've seen like the down the rabbit hole video on him, but it seems that way to me as well. I gotta get this these stats off because I get self-conscious. Well, no, that one. Yeah, just like that, whatever. Or just that. I'm just clicking a bunch of stuff. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, maze. Okay. All right. What's next? Mazinger Z. Robot inventor Dr. Hell. Yeah. In the parentheses, Dr. Demon. Wants to control the world with his machine beasts, who are led into battle by his minions, Baron Ashler / Ashera. Devleen, half woman, half man, half woman, and the worst of both. Whose body is literally split down the middle, left side male and right side female, and Count Broken, Count Decapito, a cyborg who carries his head and tucked underneath his arm. His attacks are resisted by the Photon Research Institute, Volcanic Research Institute, in parentheses, because they're acknowledging the Transor Z. Photon inventor Dr. Kabuto's grandson, Koji Tommy Davis, quote, parentheses, Tommy Davis, works out how to operate Mazinger Z, Kabuto's great super alloy robot. See Godai Kane and Shogun Warriors. Climbing inside its head and using it to fight back against Hell, aided by his stepsister, Yumi Sayaka, quote, Jessica, parentheses, Jessica, her robot, Aphrodite A, later upgraded to Diana Alpha 1, and Boss Borat, Bobobot, a comic relief machine driven by the local tough guy Boss. Based on a 1972 jump manga by Go Nagai, Mazinger Z, Transor Z in the US, was the first, quote, pilotable robot, not a sentient being like Astro Boy or a remote-controlled toy like Gigantor. I should say the first pilotable robot anime, where it's the main character. Because Bob Samurai has correctly cited and found evidence in 1966's Gegege no Kitaro, or 60, actually it's 68's Gegege no Kitaro. And then the episode could have been a little later, so it could have been 1969. But it predates Mazinger, and the guy is in a robot piloting it. Yeah. But Mazinger is the first, that's the central focus, for sure. Hang on, I want to fact check, obviously. Yeah. And most people know that. It's just a very sudden new information about this that I only just found about too. This changes the relationship between the young hero and therefore the viewer and the robot. Instead of merely observing its actions, the viewer wears it like a suit of armor and controls it as if he and the robot were one. Secondly, the robot bristled with cool weapons that were all activated by the hero calling out their names, such as Rocket Punch, which added to the viewer's involvement in the show, as well as the play value of the toys. The quote, gadgets and gimmicks approach was to have a long life in robot merchandising. See Gundam Evangelion et al. It's just... I have only a little qualm about mentioning Gundam and Eva specifically in this instance, because yeah, they have merchandise, they have model kits, but neither of them call out attacks like they're describing here. You know, I think it makes sense to say that Mazinger definitely started the trend and was a insanely popular show, and then other studios follow suit, or even just Toei continued it afterwards. And that's not an anomaly for Toei. What I realized actually, more like realized recently, watching, I didn't fully realize. I'm sorry, I said realize like 4 fucking times. I'm sorry. Sally the Witch came out in 1966 and ran for 109 episodes, and then kind of like a season after, or maybe even a week or so after, very shortly, when it finished, they started Himitsu no Ako-chan. I would reckon to guess in the same time slot. They just kind of took here's the show, let's get a different show. And I don't know what they replaced that. They probably did several Toei Magical Girl series after that. And it's probably no different with Mazinger Z. Once they did 92 episodes of Mazinger Z, they did Shin Mazinger, and they did the other one. And they also did Get a Robo and this other, they kept it going. They have the time slot, and they're the ones that kind of forced it to be a thing, really. They really fostered it more so than just had one hit show. Mecha Discourse Monkas. I tried to watch Mazinger Z and I just couldn't get into it, which is a shame because I love the psychological horror works. His psychological horror works, yeah. It's not really horror. It has horrific kind of elements a little bit, but it does seem to be more fun, more like action-y, I guess. Certainly not Devilman. Certainly not. Even probably just reading it, you'd probably see the same thing, because I have not heard anything about like, whoa, the manga's actually really different or something. Unlike, say, Get a Robo, which it goes in a totally specific direction that goes beyond what Toei initially did with that TV series. But that's fair. And what I've seen of it, like some clips on Twitter and stuff, like probably another reason that it got so popular was not so much of the particular gimmicks, but well, yeah, the gimmicks was a big part of it, but it also looks incredible. Like, it's a really impressively animated show. I remember that clip of Blue Blazes, which I know is not like a source, right? But you have that scene of Ano, Toshio Okada, Akai, all these the founding members of Gainax just standing outside a mall watching the OP for Mazinger, and they're like, oh my god, it's so good. which is funny because it only came out in like 72, 74, and then the show takes place in like 80 or 81. So it's interesting. I don't know. But like it's impressively animated too. But anyway, I'll write that as a weird comment with Gundam Evangelion at all later. This is a little bit more for Mazinger. And I'm gonna do the comparison afterwards. I'm pretty sure I did Maze as well. Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm going to finish reading Mazinger. After the 43-minute crossover movie Mazinger Z vs. Devilman, the show returned as Great Mazinger. With Koji absent in South America, the pilot of the new improved prototype is Tetsuya Tsurugi. It's weird that they... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did they change this in the 3rd edition? No, they don't. Do they mention it anywhere else? There, they do mention it. Oh, in 74. Okay. Guess that makes sense, but then... Because Ankaku Dai Shogun, that's the transition point. That's literally when Great Mazinger is introduced as a character. To my knowledge, I could be wrong about that. But I've seen that movie, and that seems to be a thing where like Mazinger really eats shit, and then Shin Mazinger shows up, and then they fight together, and it's sort of a passing of a torch moment almost. But it's weird. Maybe they just don't care. I shouldn't say that. They do, obviously, but like, probably listed it because Mazinger vs. Devilman came out first, which is fair, but I don't know. Just something to mention, I guess. Tetsuya Tsurugi with new token girl Jun Hono and her token girl robot Venus Ace. Isn't that the girl with like darker skin? I remember hearing about that from Mercury Falcon, that's like actually kind of a big deal. I don't know, whatever. And Boss Borat retained from the old series. They were fighting the subterranean army of Mikene and its mechanical monsters led by Jigoku Dai Sensei, the reincarnation of Dr. Hell. Jigoku Dai Sensei is just Hell, great Professor Hell, Dai Sensei, Great Professor Hell. Anyway, Koji returned for the grand finale and would also appear in the Nagai Robot series Grandizer along with Boss Borat. The robots appeared again in short cinema outings alongside other Go Nagai creations, including Mazinger Z vs. General of Darkness, Great Mazinger vs. Getter Robo G, and Great Mazinger Grandizer Getter Robo G Battle of the Great Monster. The concept was also rehashed as the short-lived God Mazinger from 1983. Japanese teen Yamato Hibino is sucked through a time warp into the past where the dinosaur army of the Dragonia Empire threatens the world, and the Queen Era of Mu, see Super Atragon, needs Yamato to help her fight back with the aid of the guardian god Mazinger, which looks suspiciously like a giant robot. Their chief opponent is the evil Emperor Dorado of Dragonia. Dorado. El Dorado. And his golden-haired son, Prince Eldo. Eldo and Emperor Dorado? Nice. Whose vendetta against the dark-haired Yamato was only just beginning when the series was cancelled. How long was God Mazinger? I don't know. Oh, 23 episodes? That's close to a full. I guess it was cut short because it's not 26. Though Nagai still drew the tie-in manga, the anime robot was designed in the, quote, Nagai style by Satoshi Hirayama. More remote tie-ins were in the 88 Mazinger manga Nagai wrote and Kenny Shikawa painted for First Comics, the manga done specifically for the US release, and the Mazin Kaiser robot created by Ben Presto's Super Robot Wars multi-platform game in 1991, which subsequently featured in the video anime Mazin Kaiser from 2001. Finally, the lead robot in Nagai's Psycho Armor Gobarian bears a staggering resemblance to Mazinger Z. Okay. They definitely had to have added stuff in the 3rd edition. I don't think any of the adaptations of Devilman are an accurate representation of the manga. Crybaby comes close, it's only 80%. I'm surprised because I actually technically haven't seen The Birth and Demon Bird yet, but those seemed like closer adaptations than even Crybaby, so I'm surprised that's the case. I haven't seen them, but I've read the manga. And I thought I would think 80% is kind of generous. with Crybaby. Not that I hate Crybaby. I love Crybaby. I prefer it to the manga. The manga was just a little curt for my like. I was just surprised at how curt it was, I guess. Let me just double check the 3rd edition. I was like, did I change the... Yes, I did. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to make sure I give an odd note to that one before I forget. I don't know, why not Jeeg or something? Oh, whatever. Yeah. Birth is definitely a closer adaptation than Crybaby IMO. Yeah, that's what I would assume. What's manga Mito Komon? I don't know. Let's find out. Let me search in the encyclopedia. Manga Mito Komon from 1981. Though he looks like a humble traveler, this old man is really Mitsukuni Tokugawa, the shogun's uncle, traveling Japan incognito in the company of some feisty young heroes: Swordmaster Sasaki, Mountain of a Man, Atsumi, Ninja Boy Sutemaru, with Junpei his faithful hound, and pretty maiden Okoto. The group wanders the land in search of trouble, cowing its opponents into submission by brandishing Mito's Inro, a lacquered case bearing the shogun's crest. A remake of the popular live-action TV series originally based on the novels by Sanguro Naoki. The story reached its widest audience. Yeah, I remember this. This is really cool, actually. Yeah, I wrote this as a good one. The story reaches its widest audience through the live-action TV series in 1954. Because it was the novels from 1891 and 1934, and then it's reached its widest audience in the NTV series live action in 1954, and its incredibly long-running successor on TBS, which lasted from 1969 to 2000, and wore out 3 leading men. The anime version was made shortly before this actor was replaced by this other actor in the live version. Budgets kept the live-action version to human interest stories, such as corrupt merchants and samurai, but the anime production was able to introduce more fantastic elements from Japanese folktales. This same set of legends was a distant inspiration for space pirate Mito and robot king Dioja. See also Samurai Gold, another popular story retold in anime form. I just thought it was really insightful and fascinating. Like this huge thing I've never heard of before. Classic. Sasuga in Japan, you know? I only know about the Famicom game. I'll talk about the manga sometime then. It's definitely more in line with his other works, though not as dark. Cool. Yeah. As you can see, it aged a lot better than the Toei anime. The manga? Wow, okay. That's interesting. Anywho, I'm continuing on Magazine Z a little bit. I'm just double checking to see about. I'm just double checking the first and third edition to see what differences there are. Oh, that's another weird choice. Yeah. Well, that's neat. I wish someone could make a manga accurate Mazinger anime. I wish someone could make a manga accurate Get a Robo anime. Jinja Sato talked about using the episode structure of Mito Komen and Sailor Moon. Yeah? No shit. That's fascinating. I only know about those games because I was looking at Sunsoft's game history. Cool. And there should be some more. Hold on. Also, I'm gonna put this too. It's short-lived. Yeah, 23 whole episodes. You know what's short-lived? The fucking three indefinitely delayed anime that are coming out this season already. You got Nier Automata, that idol show Unite Up, and fucking Ayakashi Triangle as well. All of those got delayed. We don't know if we're gonna get more. They only have 4 episodes each, or less. Watched a Katsup video a while ago. It was good and fun. It also apparently came on my birthday. It was cool to find out. Yeah. Ayakashi Triangle. Yes, yes. Okay, sorry. El Dorado. Oh, weird. They didn't really add that much. Huh. I would have thought they did, but okay. The lead robot in the guy's Gobarian, as does the eponymous Panda Z, the Robomination. The series was rebooted for Yasuhiro Imagawa's 26-episode TV series New Mazinger Shock Z Edition, Shin Mazinger Sokigeki Z Head from 2009. Okay. I'm going to say that they added that part. But they're missing something there. Hold on. That's it. Did they miss something, guys? I feel like they missed something. Housing higher SKL? Skull? I'm looking for results of SKL, and I don't see it. Fun is nice. I like skull. I like SKL. I thought it was okay. SKL, SKL. Let's do it again. Mazinger, Mazin. If I just do Mazin, what else comes up? Not much. Not even stuff in my own list. Grr. Wait. Oh, okay. Mazin Kaiser doesn't show up, but yeah, okay. The Impact from 2009. Yeah, okay. That's the Imagawa work. Great Mazinger. Yep. God Mazinger. Yep. Mazinger Zip. I'm not gonna complain that they didn't do Mazinger Zip, but okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's also the OVA movie, Mazin Kaiser Shito Ankokudai Shogun, of which I watched and didn't like. Ah well. Mazin Kaiser's skull is missing is weird though. Is that show good? Is that a good show? I can't get anyone to watch. Got a copy of Cat Soup. Let's go. I'm more interested in learning about Famicom games than actually playing them. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, I think that's the extent of Mazinger Z. Decent article. MD Geist. Hello. Look how much they have to say about MD Geist. All of that. As if the person reading this encyclopedia, who is very likely kind of in the anime not industry, but like in the community, deep enough at this point in 2001 to know what MD Geist is, and yet you're spending all this fucking time on it. Okay. I just looked down and saw the one of the paragraphs that says MD Geist is cheap and nasty. Woo! That's a good way to sum it up. Cheap and nasty. Most dangerous. Oh, is that what it's... Wait, is that what it stands for? I haven't seen MD Geist, I'm sorry. That's so cool. Most dangerous Geist. I actually... If it was actually called... Is anyone who's seen MD Geist, is that seriously... I have to... It is! Most dangerous soldiers! I looked down. I am calling this series Most Dangerous Geist from now on. I like the idea. I like the sound of MD Geist, but I'm calling it Most Dangerous Geist from now on. That is so funny. Anime boomers have such a weird bone to pick with MD Geist. Yeah, because it's kind of hoisted on them for a long time. I don't know what that is. Yeah. Man, well, you don't hear about it now, but you hear about you probably couldn't escape it in the 90s and 2000s. Well, I'll read it, and we'll learn together. Humankind leaves Earth behind and spreads out amongst the stars. On the distant world of Jera, a group of rebels called the Nextrum begin a war of attrition, demanding that Jera split from Earth's authority and seek its own independence. In the bloody war that ensues, the military devises a series of genetically enhanced super warriors, the most dangerous soldiers. Combined with their powerful armored exoskeletons, they are unstoppable. For reasons that aren't terribly clear, one particular most dangerous soldier is imprisoned on a satellite, even though the war is still raging. An indeterminate number of years later, he falls back to the surface into a ravaged post-apocalyptic wasteland. After killing the leader of a bike gang, Geist, for it is he, parentheses, Geist, parentheses, for it is he, Geist, as he, I don't know, that's just a funny way of putting it, decides to lead his new followers to save a beleaguered mobile fortress, which is coincidentally commanded by his old boss, Colonel Krups. The assassination of the president... The president! Mr. President! The assassination of the president activates a doomsday machine called Death Force, and the soldiers are on a mission to stop it. Can this sound any cooler? Can you stop? Like, quit selling me on this, honestly. And the soldiers are on a mission to stop it, lest the world be overrun with legions of robot berserkers. Geist signs up for the final assault. Lots of people get killed. And then there's an ending with several twists in it. Okay, they actually don't spoil it. The last of which makes the whole... I guess it kind of spoils it. It doesn't tell you specifically what it is, but they don't like it. Let's just say they don't like it. Okay, I'll say that they spoil it, vaguely. They really kind of take the wind out of the sails with this one. It's not good, trust me, kind of deal. Oh, Hayden, you were in here earlier, and Full Women as well. I got these. I got these patches from Bob Samurai. Yeah. He just made this channel one. I'm like, oh my god, thank you. And then we sent him to me, and then it just came with this one. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. Holy shit. So I just got them sewed on, and just picked it up on Monday. Today, yay. Poops on the brain, man. I don't know what to tell you. Let's keep reading MD Geist. With 1980s fashions, squealing guitar music, and simplistic post-Holocaust bikers in a desert, Geist is a product of the era that gave us Mad Max, Fist of the North Star, and Violence Jack. And there it might have stayed, were it not for the US company Central Park Media, which uses Geist in its corporate logo, throwing money at the Japanese to blow the dust off this 1986 stinker, and produce the previously cancelled Death Force sequel from 1996. Today, these two awful offerings are most likely to be found conjoined in a full-length, quote, director's cut. MD Geist is cheap and nasty, featuring some of the world's most half-hearted dialogue and plotting, including a seduction scene where a female character strips solely for the benefit of the camera. Not even Geist can be bothered to watch her. The plot is riddled with holes. Why is Krupp still alive when Geist returns from suspended animation? They're literally CinemaSinsing MD Geist. This, like, obviously dumb 80s OVA. Am I about to be in MD Geist's corner, guys? Am I really about to, like... You know, MD Geist is kind of good. I haven't even seen it yet. This is funny. Why hasn't the supposedly oppressive Earth government sent reinforcements? Why is Death Force triggered by so inconsequential an event as the death of a president when the world has already been nuked almost to oblivion? There are tiny moments of interest, including a pastiche of Easy Rider, when Geist destroys a pocket watch. There are the vaguest hints of subtlety as Krups and Geist duel for the men's respect. Krups by giving them half-hearted pep talks, though that could be the dub, of course. Could be the dub? Check! You're checking Japanese sources anyway. Whatever, they don't care. They care. Obviously not enough to check the dub and the sub. Or maybe they didn't have the sub available for them at the time. Because it makes sense. MD Geist was kind of at the height where, like, you know, you would get this release and you wouldn't see it released with Japanese audio. Or maybe you did. I don't know if Central Park Media did. Maybe they released it subbed as well, but I imagine it was mostly the dub thing. While Geist just is the ultimate warrior. And Jason Beck, who plays Geist in the US dub, has a great voice. But these virtues are few and far between in an anime that, despite some respected names in the credits, is one of the medium's more brain-dead offerings. It was, however, the first time the US interest and money resulted in the commissioning of a sequel to an anime video. That's a huge deal! That's a huge fucking deal! They're totally sweeping that under the rug, I think. That's huge, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm over-exaggerating that. But, like, you see that today, right? That's a huge thing. It's terrible but hilarious. Yes, yeah. MD Goat. Yo, that's so sick. Wear that on Digest bet. Yeah, yeah. At some point. I don't know why anime boomers hate MD Geist, but say that Jenna Cyber is misunderstood. MD Geist is too funny to be bad. Is this the most? Is that this the most savage they've been on an anime so far? No. Maybe, but I think they were pretty needlessly cruel on these other titles, to be honest, because they actually give compliments to. They actually give compliments to. They're like, he has a great voice, and there's this like little hint of a good scene here and there, but it's few and far between. They actually were positive about MD Geist for a little bit. You cannot say that about this one. There's this one really early on from A that really comes to mind. Advancertina? Yeah, Advancertina was like in the mud, dude. They were awful towards it. Let me see. I don't know. I'm not sure if that was the one. Despite promising beginnings that unite the last chance mission of the Dirty Dozen with an interstellar troubleshooting of Dirty Pair, Advancertina soon collapses into a tacky exploitation movie. With an itophalic menace that gestates in human stomachs cavities and a predictable false ending, its debt to the Alien series is obvious, but the film is shoddily assembled from start to finish. Fukumoto, Saito, and Teruoka, the real-world perpetrators of this anime crime, are still at large and can be found elsewhere in this book in the entries for Venus 5, Sexorcist, and Gigolo. They literally go after the fucking creators and call them fucking perpetrators of an anime crime. Like, what the fuck? What? No, nothing. No media can be so bad that warrants calling the creators that. I don't think. It's just being hyperbolic for the sake of it. And it's ridiculous. I'm not fucking with it. Not even close. Yeah. The DVDs probably have a sub-dub track. You can't really do that on VHS. Exactly. Well, that's the thing. They couldn't do that on VHS. I got that. But like, check if you really want to dub. I don't know. You know, don't make that claim. Don't even bring it up. Just assume that's the case. Also, whatever. Ohata was always a better animator than director. I like CDs. I do too, Raven. I do like CDs as well. Ad hominem. As long as they're not hurting people, who the hell cares? Yeah. Bruh. Yeah, not great. Anyway, yeah, I think they undercut that, but I think it got me interested in MD Geist. I'm kind of down. It's been about an hour. Cool. CD's cool. CD's nuts. I'm sorry. Me and I, the two lots. Okay. Kenshin's creator is an example of someone who deserves this level of hate. For the thing that he did, yes. Not for creating Kenshin, but for the crimes that he actually commits, yes. 100%. But for creating Kenshin, no. I would say. Because it actually had a positive impact on people's lives. Which makes the thing that he did even more awful. Because then you have this very conflicting things with people that they can't separate from themselves. You know? Yeah, Kenshin's great creator shit. Yeah. Me and I, the two lots. Okay. I don't know if anyone knows this one, so I'm not going to read it, but I'll just read it, in case you have anything, It's literally Parent Trap. Are you kidding me? This is literally the plot to Parent Trap. During summer school, Louise meets Lot, a girl who looks uncannily like her. They initially avoid each other, they become friends and discover they're twin sisters, raised separately by divorced parents. Resolved to get their parents back together, they swap families for a while and begin a series of deceptions in order to engineer a reunion that means the chance to live as one family. Yeah, that's funny. Oh, it is literally based on the novel, which was adapted into Twice Upon a Time and The Parent Trap. It's the same novel. Okay. That is interesting that there is literally an anime Parent Trap. Like an authenticated one. It is genuinely based on the same novel. That is really interesting. It's 29 episodes. Sheesh. Hold on. Let's take a look at this. It's from 91 too. So like, oh, sorry. Yeah. Not quite that. I have so much shit open. What? Tashi? Yeah. Oh yeah. It is definitely this isn't World Masterpiece Theater. No way. It certainly looks like it though. Someone actually just watched it. A 9 out of 10? Damn. Oh, while the premises are there, the series is not officially recognized as WMT. It deserves the title by merit. Yeah, just as a lot of other series are. For sure. Okay. Yeah, that's just anime Parent Trap. Interesting. Yeah. Whoever wrote Shiki did a good job. Yeah, I haven't seen Shiki yet, but looking forward to at some point. Probably this year, actually. Actually, yeah, Shiki is one of the anime I had planned to watch this year. One of the 24 episode shows that are like really popular that I haven't watched yet, like Trigun, Steins Gate, Kill la Kill is one of them. A couple others, Higurashi, Elfen Lied, but it's not 24, but you know, it was one of those. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, okay. They didn't really say anything else after that. Let's go to Mekano. And yeah, they didn't change anything. Oh, it's a short animated collection produced by Pierre Taki of the musical group Denki Groove. It includes the CG Western Plastic Gunman, World Mechano Triangle, for which he wrote the music, and the cell animation Prime Minister of Grey Hill. The last sequence is a parody of a famous 77 manga by Akira Mochizuki. Neat. Not much there though. Metabot. I'm gonna do Metarot because it's either Metabots or Metarot. You can't just do Metabot. Yes. I gotta do Metarot though, cause fuck it. I'm not even gonna put that in the notes either. I'll say it here. Metabot. In 2022, hey, last year. Damn. Children use their Metabot robot toys to fight in real battles. Young boy Iki finds a Metabot CPU, that has been stolen by the phantom thief Retort. Was his name Retort? Wait, what? I don't remember him. I don't remember that. Technically, I haven't seen all of Metabot, but I've worked on it. Literally worked on the release. It was my first closed captioning job. Installing it in a beat-up second-hand Medalot, Medalot? I've never seen it be L-O-T. Look, I was rewatching the very first stream, and one of the things, and I still have it as a rule technically, is to not scrutinize misspellings, terminology, staff listings, and what's absent. Doesn't mean we can't call attention to them. It's not going to be the main point of criticism, is what I'm going to say. Even though it's really tempting to. Ooh, it's so... Ew, it's right there. It's right there. Anyway. The novels, the anime, or the article? Oh, I just ran into Denki Groove while researching it for this one game. What game? It was speculated that Yoshinori Tsunahara who played keyboard for Denki Groove, composed the music for Painter Moyo before joining. I feel like you're an expert on obscure 8-bit games. Y'all do to yourself. Talk amongst yourselves. That's weird. Medalot unit. He discovers that... Did they correct that in the new one? They didn't. Okay. He discovers it's a rare kind of medallion that imparts superhuman strength to its Metabot. With his friends Metabi, Rokusho, Koji, and Arika, he fights off the bad guys, Fishface, Calamari, Gilgai, and Squid Guts, in a succession of robot battles. This series is a cash-in on a 1977 Imagineer computer game with robot combat indebted to flawless Sanshiro, doubtlessly brought back from the dead in the wake of Pokemon, because there are 222 basic Medalots and merchandise beckons. That's so fucking annoying. Very dismissive. Clearly anything inspired by Pokemon is a ripoff. These fucking writers, man. No doubt that that Pokemon has something to do with it, but that doesn't mean you should just completely write it off as that. Why don't you bring up the fact of how fucking incredibly animated it is? Like, the people involved with this, early stuff by Imaishi, fucking Hirofumi Suzuki's on it, Mitsuo Iso is apparently on it. Unbelievable animation on this one. It blows Pokemon out of the water. But it doesn't matter, because they care only... They care more so about the global runaway success of Pokemon. Which, Pokemon has its own things that made it successful that have nothing to do with the things that these other series are trying to do different stuff with. Metabots is a very different kind of series, because Pokemon, one of the cool things about Pokemon, right? That, the majority of these other spin-offs and rip-offs don't even try. They say here there's 222 basic Metabots to collect, because there are 222 basic Metabots and merchandise beckons. You have this idea that you're assumed to collect them all. You don't collect Metabots. You battle. You have your one. You get your one, and you battle with it. That's it. Pokemon, there is the collector aspect, but even the anime, he's not collecting them all. But the difference with Digimon is not like this. A lot of series that I can think of that, oh, it's like Pokemon or whatever, none of them have a team. You don't just get one, you get 6. Up to 6, and then you can catch more and potentially switch them in. Like, that is so huge. That is such a core function of Pokemon to me that none of these other series attempt, because they're not concerned with being a video game, with having this game aspect that the anime is obviously, like, the Pokemon anime is obviously taking off of, right? But, like, clearly Digimon, when you watch it, Digimon Adventure or Metabots, they're clearly trying to tell a story, or like, and Pokemon is as well. Don't get me wrong, I love Pokemon, but like, they're different things, you know. And I'm not saying this one little thing makes it's completely different. Like, I get it. There's similarities. We wouldn't be having this. They didn't bring up Digimon at all. I brought up Digimon because I understand the kid to not a kid monster thing that fights for you is such a like core. That's in fucking Sally the Witch. I'm not even kidding you. There's an episode of Sally the Witch, and I said this on the last stream, where she throws a rock or a stick or whatever, and it transforms into an animal, like a lion or something, that fights for her. And that she uses that in a fight. And like, that literally is just like a fundamental core, like, child thing. That's just like such a, like, pets, you know? But they're not pets. That's the thing. They're not pets. If they were pets, then it's like, you're making a pet fight? Whatever. You know what I mean? But like, it's such a core idea. Just credit Pokemon for everything. Which is funny because Pokemon's mechanics were inspired by Shin Megami Tensei. Yeah, that is funny. Do they say this stuff about Digimon? Oh, of course they do! The other monster collection, every second. It would be weird if they didn't. It'd be like restraint, but they certainly have to. Because one of the tricks, one of the keys about a pattern of the encyclopedia is they want you to keep reading it. It's like YouTube, where YouTube wants you to keep watching as much as possible so they can get more money. They want you to experience, read this as much. They're not like they're getting more money the more you're reading this, but it was just a way for you to bounce around and look more in the encyclopedia. So every chance they can feasibly find, whether that's a little bit of trivia or something, anything, that will get you to read, that will link you to a different anime, that will get you to read something else. And unfortunately, the problem ends up being that I've noticed they end up kind of linking the same 15 to 20 titles. And it makes me wonder what other things in those particular articles they've linked elsewhere. How does it make you bounce around? It's like Spotify's shuffle. How does it algorithmically... You keep coming back to fucking Armitage the Third? Huh, interesting. Things like that. But 100% they're going to mention it every chance they get. Americans have this tendency to write any Mon series as a Pokemon ripoff. Oh yeah. The Pokeball mechanic was heavily inspired by the Monster Balls from Ultra 7, so even that wasn't wholly original. Wow, that's really interesting. Monster Balls from Ultra 7. Wow. Yeah, but just throwing a thing out, like, makes sense. Like baseball, right? Just playing catch. Like, that's such a key, like, basic thing. And then you just marry that with summons a monster that fights for you. That's so obvious. Of course Pokemon gets it. It nails it. And it's been on fire ever since. It's the highest grossing media franchise of all time. What can you say? But yeah, it's just so derivative, dismissive to just... They don't even watch them. It's like you don't even... You look at the summary. Man. Also, I remember hearing the Pokeball was inspired by some monster capsule thing from a Kamen Rider show. Oh, yeah. Very likely. Where was I going with that? Yep, let's keep reading. I think we've finished on Metabot. Megami Paradise. Oh, yes, they did actually. I'm sorry, they added for Metabot a second series, Metabot's Spirits, Metabot Damashi, Metalot Damashi, followed in 2000. Metabot. Yeah. A lot of Nintendo series usually have some kind of tokusatsu influence in them. Oh yeah. It's Ultraman. The creators have even admitted it. Ha! You confess. You know. Yeah. I don't know. The Megami Paradise. This is weirdly worded. This is just like, wait, what? Lilith's friends, Lulabelle, Juliana, and Stasia, set out to foil the evil plotters and keep the world safe for lingerie and fan service. Keep the world safe for lingerie and fan service. No comma or anything. Just keep the world safe for lingerie and fan service. Like, for save the world for that? I don't. It's just weirdly worded. Any excuse to show acres. Yep. Any excuse to show acres of female flesh from the people who would go on to give us Agent Ica, based on a PC game with distinctly un-PC aims. I guess I would give that a negative. Or probably dismissive. What do you guys think? What they say here about this series here. Any excuse to show acres of female flesh from the people who would go on to give us Agent Ica, based on a PC game with distinctly un-PC aims. What do you think? I think that's dismissive or negative. It's definitely an opinion. I want to put it somewhere. The first episode of that Parent Trap anime is subbed. I don't think more has been subbed. Oh, okay. Fair. I believe it. Okay, yeah, that's probably what I was thinking then. Hopefully at some point I can squeeze in at the end of this stream more of my findings from Manga Sekai. Been watching more of it. A little of both. Yeah. So hard. It seems kind of like, not derivative, but reductive. That's the word. It feels a little reductive to put it in just one category, right? But I gotta put it, if I had the nuance for all this, that I wouldn't. It'd be impossible. This would be a nigh impossible task. So I think I'm more leaning towards dismissive, to be honest with you. I think they read the synopsis and just kind of were just like, oof, any excuse for him, Unless y'all have a different opinion. Any excuse to show acres of female flesh. Probably negative. I'd say dismissive. Yeah. I'm gonna go dismissive, I think. People gave us Ica. But I could put it in a negative too. I'd say it's dismissive because it just seems. it just seems they boiled it down to not. They didn't really give a harsh negative like this is bad. They're just sort of like, it's etchy, fuck up, fuck them, you know. Megazone 23. This one I'll read. Yeah, you're right. Okay. I will read Megazone 23. Bike-loving Shogo Yahagi obtains the transformable motorcycle weapon Garland and is soon hotly pursued by the military. While location hunting for a film he plans to make with his girlfriend's roommate, he wanders into the underground world beneath Tokyo and realizes that he is not in Tokyo at all, but a facsimile built inside a spaceship, controlled by the master computer Bahamut. He is in a megazone, a ship built to hold 1 billion people, one of many that fled Earth in 2331 as the planet faced imminent environmental collapse. In order to re-educate humankind to avoid making previous mistakes, the megazones are completely virtual worlds. The occupants are convinced that they are really living in the 20th century, but the central computer Bahamut is programmed to maintain the illusion until such time as humankind is ready to repopulate the slowly recovering Earth. However, alien vessels are preparing to attack, and Eve, a virtual idol constructed by Bahamut, contacts Shogo through Garland and begs him to help. A video anime given a theatrical release in Japan, Megazone 23 shared many of the same staff as the earlier Macros, a fact exploited in the US, where it was edited into the unrelated Robotech series as Robotech the Movie. So this is a really interesting story that I've learned from this other project that my bosses was doing at one point, where they showed Robotech the Movie, which in fact is Megazone 23, to a crowd at an animation festival. It's been a little while since I heard this story, so forgive me if there are differences at some point. But what I was told was, this is really interesting actually. This was the same animation festival where they premiered or had an early screening of the Brave Little Toaster. Brave Little Toaster is not. I don't think it was Disney. I think maybe it was Disney. It was. Yeah, it was Walt Disney Company. It is Disney. Yeah, that was a Disney film from 1987. And there was a lot of, prestige animation people there at the time. And the story goes that they all went to lunch and got like an animation cell of Brave Little Toaster, as a little reward type of thing that they used to give out back then. And while all these really important people, these animation guys, are having this lunch, this very special dinner or lunch or whatever, the other room, they're like, we got to put something else on the movie screen for these other people that are the general attendees for this festival. And through means or whatever, Carl Masick had Robotech the Movie. And it was this other guy who was... The two of them would go on to form Streamline Pictures. This was their kind of impetus moment, like they were onto something, where they showed the movie at this screener, at this theater festival. While all these people are having lunch, these people in the theater are having the effing time of their lives. Because they've never seen anything like this. This is before Akira. This is before Castle in the Sky got out. This is 87. 86, 87. Really early. And they've never seen anything like this. It was crowd pleaser. Huge success. None of the important people who would have made a difference are seeing. They're not privy to what's going on. But these two guys, Carl and the guy who ends up telling the story that I heard about, they were like, in the theater and they're like looking at each other like, I think there's something here. I love that story. I remember hearing about it, I was like, that is so cool. I get emotional thinking about it, actually. And like it's an edited version too. It's not even the real Megazone. It's like Robotech the movie, which itself is like footage from Megazone. I just love that, you know? I don't know. But yeah, I remember hearing about that. And that's in a recorded interview somewhere that I had access to. I was given access to. I don't know if it's public or anything. But he was willing to share it. I don't feel like it's like insider information or something, but like, yeah. And I could be telling the story in a little differently in different places. It's been a while since I looked at that. I was looking at that footage, hearing about that. But yeah. So that's just something I know about Megazone. It's really crazy. The sequel, Megazone 23, Tell Me the Secret, features radically different artwork from new designer Umezu. Yasuomi Umezu. Okay, not the other Umezu, I don't think. I don't think that's the other Umezu. Hold on. Wait a minute. Yasuomi Umezu. Okay, different guy. He's the Kite designer, it seems, because Kite just came up. Yes, he was storyboard, character design, and chief animation director for episode 2. And then he directed Present? Oh. Is this the segment of Robot Carnival, Presents, with like the absurdly detailed animation? I believe it is. Hold on. I believe it is. Yeah, it is. Oh gosh, that's crazy. This dude's designs are insane. Key animation on Akira and Grave of the Fireflies. Character design on Tenchi Nanka Janai, which is that OVA of the short manga from Ayazawa, Nana Paradise Kiss, that author. There's an OVA of her. A lot of cool character design on some stuff. And then Kite, he's the director, storyboard, creator, character designer, animation director, key animation, and screenplay for Kite. Oh my god. This is the dude! Robotech the movie is a big reason why Masick left Harmony Gold. Masick just wanted to do a dub of Do You Remember Love, but Harmony Gold forced him to use Megazone footage, which ruined the plot. Interesting. Mezu was the character designer of those 90s Tatsunoko OVA. Yeah, Casher, and I saw that. Wow. Okay, Mezu. Set 6 months later, Shogo collaborates with the Trash Motorcycle Gang in an attempt to regain Garland from the military. The alien Desarg are causing considerable damage to the technologically inferior crew of Megazone 23, but amid the battle, Shogo is reunited with his girlfriend Yui in a series of bed scenes cut from the video, but left in the theatrical release. Eventually, Shogo... I don't really want to give spoilers. Cool. Spoil it, but cool. In the end, I wish Mezu was still directing stuff. He stopped after Wizard Baristas flopped. I get it. It's not the same. The kind of auteur that he seems to be, like the guy just seems to be really talented at everything. It's not the same environment anymore. He couldn't make something like Kite anymore. Probably to his vision. It probably wasn't even the fact that it flopped. I wouldn't be surprised. I would have to watch Blizzard Baristas probably, but like I wouldn't be surprised if he was just kind of crunched by the modern anime industry cycle, you know. But maybe he's used to it. Maybe it was just because it flopped. I don't know. Megazone Part 2, aka the only good anime Tano ever directed. Nice. I don't have enough to say whether I agree or not. As the Megazone series drew to a graceful close, the anime business was thrown up into upheaval by the runaway success of Akira. Mere moments after they laid the original story to rest, successfully delivering their characters from a gritty urban nightmare, the producers turned right around and jammed them back in for the two-part finale, Return of Eve and Freedom Day. Typically, these episodes were released abroad as Megazone 23 with no reference to the two earlier installments. Instead of the pastoral idol promise by the end of the original, the story restores the characters to a Blade Runner-esque future. Amid mock religious musings about Eve, a virtual idol who shall redeem us all from our sins, life isn't all it's cut out to be in Eden, and new hero, Eiji Tanaka, is a motorcycle-riding hacker who gets recruited by the government to fight computer terrorism. Except that the terrorists are the good guys, and when Eiji discovers this, kind of more spoilers, news broadcasters make it obvious that the government... Oh, they're just trying to make, like, the way they're describing it, like, hey, like this. It's like Akira. They're just trying to make it seem like it's an Akira ripoff. The sequel's not like the original Megazone. But while these elements worked well enough in Akira, they leave a nasty taste in the mouth when you know that they're being deliberately swiped in a cynical cash-in. Annoying enough for the screenwriter himself to use the Ari Emu pseudonym, also seen in the lackluster Bubblegum Crisis spin-off Bubblegum Crash. Kitano's credits include Evil Town OVA, Battle Royale, High School, and Dance. Most of direct glory schlock like that. Okay. They don't say anything positive about the original Megazone either. I think they're being fairly dismissive or negative again. You know, I'm gonna say mixed because they seem to be positive. Yeah, that's a good place for it. Guess they don't realize that first Megazone was directed by the same guy who did Macross and Do You Remember Love? They do. They do, actually. A video anime given a theatrical release in Japan, Megazone 23 shared many of the same staff as the earlier Macross, a fact exploited in the US, where it was edited into the unrelated Robotech series Robotech the Movie. So they know. They just didn't say anything about specifically the director, which is Yasuo Hasegawa. Right. Melancholy Slave and Mellow are the last two. They're very short entries. Let me just make sure that there was nothing added in the Megazone 23 version, in the 3rd edition. No, doesn't seem like it. Okay. Makander from 1977 is not in here. Let me just double check the back of the book. Gashin. don't think so. That's a new one from 1977. I gotta charge my phone. I just heard it buzz, and then I remember there's a lot of notifications on it, and at 9%. Sorry. We're here. Melancholy Slave, right. Oh yeah, McAnder's a new one. Yep. I'll read that later. Mellow. Wait, what? Where's Melancholy Slave? Two results. Ah, they moved it to L. Let's see if I have that in the Anime Encyclopedia writ large. Trough. Love doll. No, I don't have that because I didn't realize it had been moved. Gotcha. Okay. Moved, changed. Okay, let's read it. I have something highlighted there to show there's a change. So I definitely wrote it somewhere. What? It was L, and I didn't find it, and then I probably saw it in M. Come on. Oh. No. That is so weird. Why did I highlight that then? I must have found it later and just forgot to put it somewhere there. Okay. Wait, okay. First release. Oh, it's because I don't have, maybe I don't have L put in the official record yet? Sorry, hold on. It's the whole thing, I'm sorry. L highlights first. There it is. Wait. Yeah, moved Melancholy Slave to Love Doll. Okay, I do have that. Okay, I've already read it. Okay. Sorry. Now I'm on Mellow. Okay. What the hell? That's it? 2 sentences. So there wasn't, sorry, I didn't change this to mellow. Okay, Jeez Louise. Trouble in the classroom when the new teacher turns out to be a TR. Don't want to say if anything is a triggering word or anything, but, trans V, if that makes sense. That's all they say. It turns out to be a trans, based on the 1991 manga by Rin Kasahara, published in Shonen Champion. Fuck. Okay. That's all you say about it? Frick. Guess they didn't, yeah. That was weird, though. And that's kind of the last entry I want to cover. We did 4 pages. I like the pace of 4 pages because it's kind of roughly 2 hours or so. You know, I like that. Although I could do Melty Lands. No, I don't want to do it. I want to make sure that the whole 4 pages, because I did overextend myself last time, so it's fine. Okay. So I'm still on stream, and it's only 6:30 for me, but I do want to get off in like less than a half hour, so I can work on something else in particular. But I'll show you a thing. As usual, once again. Did I just not? Yeah, I think I just kind of... Is it this display? Yeah, it is that one. Okay. Let's take that out for a sec. Nope, that's not it. Am I still recording? Okay. Thought I hit the wrong button or something. Yikes. Oh boy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Sorry for the weird delay and everything. We're back. I just wanted to talk more about Manga Sekai. Do a little bit. Yeah, this was written in the early 2000s. Yeah, I guess. Anyway, this was Cinderella. This was awful. Let me put up my Yeah, so if you notice, I've been this is like display capture, so I can just kind of go like that, and then I can control minus. Kind of, yeah. Yeah, something like that. Then I can... Yeah, so it's called One Piss 1 Year because that's the name of the document. Fuck you. I'm gonna put myself over here real quick. Yeah. I know I'm just fucking up my whole system and everything, but I don't care. I'll make a different window for this next time. Yo, good to see you, Vintage Weeb. That image should be a meme. Yeah. I chose this particular cap because it's just awful. It just was like not really well particular. It's just an unflattering moment, and it's just to make me remind myself of how dull and awful this particular episode was. And it turns out there's a reason for that. There is drama afoot. So I guess I gotta... Yeah, okay. I gotta explain the whole thing. I just gotta explain it. This is salacious. I just realized I am on the display capture thing still, so that's just gonna show up. Where is it? So I was looking more into it, and I did realize that the Imgur gallery that I initially used, that got me inspired to watch and check out more of Manga Sekai, it came with this, and I don't know why that messes things up on my end. Why is this... Like, my avatar should be on it. Sorry if I'm fiddling with stuff. Yeah, there we go. So this is... I don't know who this is written by, unfortunately. I wish I did. But these are, notes... This is where they got all the actual credits of stuff. This credits is unfortunately incomplete, and may well remain this way forever, owing to Dax's mistreatment of this show. Dax is the co-production, so Madhouse didn't just make this show. It's a co-production between Madhouse and Dax. And Dax seems to be kind of the main holders of this IP, of this particular series. To be sure, these episodes are true buried gems beneath the cesspool that is Dax's dubious and frankly trashable legacy as a studio. The episodes had their original credits snipped off long ago, and the insanely overpriced DVDs make no attempt to rectify this crime. And that's true. The uploads that I'm watching the show on don't have any credits at all. There's the OP that have some credits, but they're not unique to the particular episode or whatever. And so there is an original ED you can find on YouTube, but all of them have been snipped off. Sources for these credits include what little video evidence survives, several other incomplete online credit lists, practically all of which have errors that I've tried to correct here, and of course what Manabu Ohashi and Yoshikari Kawajiri themselves have said publicly about their involvement in the show, as well as my own guesswork, which may or may not be incorrect, based on what some of these artists were doing on Group TAC's work, Manga Nihon Mukashi Banashi, and Manga Kodomo Bunko during this period. The bold are the credits that are at least presumed complete, etc., etc. Here's another salaciously juicy bit, right? So they're going, and they have it's kind of going with different artists and everything. It's kind of what I was describing, right? With like each one of these episodes is it has a different artist, different not every single one, because obviously there's only so many artists that they're working on, so they're working on multiple episodes, right? That's how anime works. But you know, all the episodes look very different from each other. There's nothing that looks consistent, the same or whatever, and they're all telling different stories. And then, after episode 27, OP and ED are revamped by Dax to be bland. I've seen one apparent insider say that they were designed by Toyo Ashida, who designed some of the episodes produced by Studio Live under Dax at this time. Which is just supposed to be the second OP. I think it's supposed to be OP2, which is the wizard hat girl and everything. And also deny Madhouse's vital role in the series, and Madhouse's involvement decreases to only every other half hour. At the same time, several ex-A Pro animators joined the Madhouse staff, for whom they had previously worked on various TMS shows like Gachiru's, Gamba, Gansei Tensei Bakuban, etc., via subcontracting to the newly found Shinei Doga. So from here, this author, who has a very clear bias against Dax, doesn't list the credits for Dax's episodes. It seems that it ends up going half and half, where the odd episodes are Madhouse episodes, and the even-numbered episodes are from Dax. So that colors this much differently. Much differently. So now you have... Yes. Let me get this one as well in my first, and then that, and then... Sorry if it's display capture again. I'll fix it later or something. Let me get the chat up. Oh, yeah. So at this point, I was like, I really need to finish the show. It's a time sink. You know, I have other projects. I gotta do something. You know. So I kind of expedited a little bit. I went ahead. I didn't check out. So then, I don't quite remember if it was from. Oh, this is yes. So, finishing off the credits stop at 52B. So it seems from this, I could be wrong. Madhouse leaves after episode 52, and it's just Dax after this. That is my guess. Educated guess. Anyway, so I have a cutoff at 52. That's when the show gets kind of different. And I ended up literally last night, went and looked through all the episodes and see what's going on. Yeah, so I have the actual list of what happened kind of deal, and it's wild. It's really crazy. So you'll notice the last episode from Madhouse is from September 1977. And then 3 episodes later, since they cut off Madhouse and they're like, we're gonna do it ourselves. We're gonna make it ourselves now. Studio Dax, right? They start doing full episodes So instead of half segments, like this episode, like the screen cap you're watching you're seeing is from Cinderella, which is only 13 minutes. It's a segment. It's half an episode. They start to do full episodes basically. So the upload's still separated as A and 53A and 53B, but it's two halves of the same story. So they're going to adapt this one. I don't know the name of it. I just kind of took the katakana from it. Nin Bean, I don't know. Ie Nakiko. Nobody's Boy Remy. Which, and then, two after that, Takarajima. Osamu Dezaki directed Takarajima and Ie Nakiko. Not these episodes, entire TV series around this time. About the same year. I mean, they released their Takarajima episode first before TMS's, before Madhouse came out with Takarajima, but clearly pre-production is a thing. Dax probably knew about that's what they're making. They probably knew that. And I mean, so to me it looks like there's like some animosity towards specifically Dezaki. And this is a bunch of random shit guessing, like this is speculative. But it looks like that, right? What a coincidence. Out of all the literature you could have possibly chosen, you choose to do Ie Nakiko, which Madhouse is running right now, as they're putting this episode out, and Takarajima, and then Takarajima afterwards, before they come out with their adaptation. It's just interesting. And the other thing kind of worse about it, just from scrubbing through the episodes, these look pretty much the same. The same character designer, very similar. The art style changing, which takes a lot of work, right? To really have all new kinds of character designs and everything like that. They scrap all that. And so they go full episodes, and they're just doing these. And that goes till... And to be fair, some of them do have alternate art styles. Alice in Wonderland has a different art style. That was pretty good. It's by, the Lupin the Third guy, part 3 director. I forget his name. Shoot, sorry. Yuzo Aoki. Yeah. Dax seems to have gone back to being a sound company by this point. Yeah, they couldn't handle it. But yeah. So by episode 65, they're like they kind of give. It's 13 episodes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 episodes. I'm sorry if the thing on the screen is not has the whole thing, but yeah. So from there, they're like, okay, fine, fuck it. We'll go back to the 2-part things. But, compromise. We want to tell longer stories. We want to tell stuff from, like, actual literature, not, like, fairy tales. We want to be serious about this. We want to be, like, World Masterpiece Theater or something. So they go with this strategy where half the episode is what they were doing before, which is the 1-episode story, unique art style, same thing as business as usual, but now the second segment, the B's, are all a longer story. So they do this Ai no Ika story for it's part 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they do Tom Sawyer for 4 episodes. And then they do this story 2 Years Vacation, which is like a French story. They do that for 5. Daddy Longlegs for 4. Wizard of Oz for 4. Prince and the Pauper for 5 for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like definitely Prince and the Pauper could have been one segment. Easily. And then they do Les Miserables for 13 parts. 13 weeks. It's 3 months. Just Les Mis. Goodness. And again, all the A parts are isolated individual stories. And then it falls apart a little bit. 104B. There's no A. There's no 104A because it's a what do they call it? Not reproduction. Rerun. It's a rerun of a former segment. They replay an earlier Madhouse segment, and I have them asterisked over here where they're duplicates. So 21A was rebroadcasted. Hansel and Gretel was rebroadcasted. Medusa's Head was rebroadcasted. Red Riding Hood was rebroadcasted twice. Pheasant and Snake was rebroadcasted. Little Mermaid was, and the first one with the wolf and the sheep. Yeah. they all get rebroadcasted. Meanwhile, you have The Little Princess, part 1 through 11. Ugh. And the art style is like so bland. It's so bad. It's not bad, I guess, but it's just so uninteresting and like, ugh. For 11 parts. Ugh. And they get another voice actor, apparently. At least as of Les Mis, they get a different guy to come in. So they've always had one Seiyu voicing all the roles, and I love that about this show, because she gets to play all these different characters and have different voices and stuff. And there's this interesting balance of how much of it can be narration and how much of it is her voicing the characters. There's an interesting balance there. Then they add a second one, and it's like, you ruined it. But then they go back. They kind of pick it back up and like, okay, now they're doing Kuore for 4 parts, Sinbad for 4 parts. Actually, sorry, I didn't quite get that right. And then Pinocchio for 4 parts, and they peter out. That's it. So yeah, interesting narrative, right? Like an actual production narrative happening before your eyes. I think that was just so interesting. I got to watch all of it. I just went and kind of skimmed through all the episodes myself and wrote them down like this as I was watching some of these other episodes. But let's talk about those other episodes that I watched since the last time I talked here. So we were here at 28A, which was awful, Cinderella. 28B was this rabbit and tiger story. So keep in mind, at this point, the even numbers are Dax episodes, and the odd numbers are Madhouse episodes. So Dax, they're still able to put out good stuff. But just Madhouse, you'll notice the pattern. They're just better at it. I don't know what to tell you, man. They're just better at this. Hard to tell. I don't know. This one was cute. Has a really fun character design in the rabbit, and it's like a chase thing, and he kind of outsmarts the tiger. There was a readaptation of this, and I think it was it was like a fox and a wolf. That kind of has a similar story where the rabbit tricks the tiger into dipping his tail into the lake to get fishes and stuff, like to have fish bite like a fishing rod or something. And then the winter comes and his tail gets frozen in the lake and he gets stuck there and everything. Very similar thing happens in this other thing from Fairy Tales from 1984. Grimm's Fairy Tales, which is a release that Discotech did that I did a restoration for. Anyway, 29A. This was great. This is a Madhouse episode. These have Nakamura. Oh, no. Very good designs. I love the character designs here. I like the Bee Gees a lot. There's a lot of good art direction and stuff. The story I was not familiar with. Basically, this guy saves this lion. He has the lion is coming up to him, and he has like a thorn in his paw. So he takes the thorn out and just kind of befriends the lion a little bit, but the lion leaves him alone and leaves. And then years later, he gets enslaved. This is like Roman times. And he gets in the Colosseum. And this lion comes out, and it turns out it's the same lion he saved. So the lion is like his friend and everything, and it's cool. The voice acting is good. It's just a highlight. It's a very good episode. Unfortunately, it was paired with a not so great episode. Madhouse can still come out with mid. This was weird. It was a dopey doctor thing. It was lame. The designs were lame. The story is lame. The direction was really lame. The Bee Gees were like nothing. Like very, very little to it. Very boring. Dumb. Yeah. Not great. This is a Dax episode that was great, actually. I was surprised to find this was a Dax episode. Learning about all this Dax stuff, right? Boy Who Cried Wolf is it's that story. But this is not credited, obviously. I don't know if this is the case. But do you guys know Nakamura? He's the designer and director for Catnapped and Fantastic Children. And Peter Pan no Boken was another one. And Tree of Palm is his other one. There's a couple that he specifically is his character designs, and he's the director usually. This design, I swear the way it was animated and looked, it's like exactly like a Nakamura design. I'm like, is that him? I'm not sure, but it looks so good. Really good animation. it's a unique take on the story because you actually have a reason for why he fucks with the villagers and like lies to them, and eventually like that they don't come after a while. They actually give a motivation for that because at first there is a wolf that comes and he has them come and they can't find it and everything, and he notices how much attention he gets from that, and so that's what motivates him to keep doing it even though there's no wolf there. I think that was a really smart take on it, and it's just more fleshed out and everything, and it's really great. It's fantastic. 30B it's funny how they have two episodes in a row of fantastic segment paired with a really mediocre segment. I don't know what they're doing with this one. It's that story of devil in a bottle where like this woodsman kid finds a bottle that has a devil in it and then it releases it but then tricks it to get it back in the bottle. And then the way the stories usually go that I'm familiar with, that Grimm's fairy tale does, is that the devil's like, okay, you win. Here's this thing that can turn anything into silver, and you can sell it for money. And there's this rag that you can rub things on, and it becomes silver. And so, like, on one hand, the kid becomes rich, but then he becomes super greedy, and it doesn't turn out well for him. It's a moral story. But this one doesn't have any of that. It just has like the devil like. These little devil things are just on a distant planet that like these gods are like, these are annoying, and they just put them in a bunch of different boxes and spread them throughout the world for some reason. And then you have the woodsman find the thing and he releases it and then tricks him to get back in the bottle, and that's the end of the story, is that he just tricks him to get back in, and that's it. It's like, what was that? What the hell? It was a very elongated, weird start. I didn't like the designs either. I don't have a screen cap of the human design, but it was really unflattering, and a totally different story. It was just so weird. I love hearing about these Trouble Productions. Stories are usually entire shows on themselves, right? Oh my god, the best one! It's either this one or Matchstick Girl, but this is a Dazaki. It's him doing his thing, man. He's the goat. Sugino's the goat. Kobayashi's the goat. Red shoes. Can't believe it. Unbelievable. Like, one crazy screen capable gorgeous shit after another. Knocks it out of the park with the voice actor, knocks it out, the narrator knocks it out of the park. The story is so sad, but then kind of justified. It's not needlessly cruel. It is like, yeah, she fucked up kind of thing, and it's sick. It's so good. Oh my gosh, unbelievably good. Yeah, love that one. And this was hilarious to me. They followed the most dire, dramatic, brilliantly executed, poignant, crazy good episode with my boy. I finally found the name of this designer. This is the same designer as freaking Hansel and Gretel. This guy, as well as Golden Goose, this guy, his designs are so charming and derpy, and like he reminded me of like One, like the manga artist One. It reminds me of that kind of deal, like that level. And I got the name of him finally. It is Tetsuo Yasumi. Or is it Yasumi, right? Hold on, I'm so sorry. 30B. No, 31B, I'm sorry. Yeah. Tetsuo Yasumi. And unfortunately, you look at his credits and he doesn't have a ton about him. Like, he didn't he's the director of this thing or whatever. It's a lot of kind of random stuff that I don't know if people have heard of, but you can... Sorry, you don't see that. Tetsuo Yasumi right there for 31B. Anyway. I gotta keep going. I'm definitely gonna be here. Now it's 2 hours. Yeah, it's over 2 hours. But I'm gonna rapid fire through the rest of these. I just love talking about the show though. It's fun. This one was okay. But yeah, this one was really funny. It's basically a war between birds, like flying type creatures, and mammals, like land animals, and they just fucking fight each other. And then the bat is like every animal is represented, and the bat is like what side do I choose? And he can't choose, and they all gang up on him at the end, and that's why he lives in caves. That's like the folktale. It's funny. Sorry. Where am I on this? Oh yeah. This was good. It's like the kind of where the Big Dipper comes from, I guess, or like kind of an explanation for like the story there. It's competent. It didn't wow me, but it's fine. It's good. This one didn't really grab my attention. It was needlessly sad at the end. The BGs were pretty good, but it was kind of cornballs. It was, I don't know. But it's just my mom was a seal. Like, I guess, gross guy finds this lady and then she turns out to be a seal. I guess, I don't know. This one was pretty cute. It's a toy. Actually, I liked it a lot. I gave it a great, just because I loved the voice performance. The art is consistently, it's exactly what I want. You know, it's a sort of like really distinct art style. It is sadder than I expected because it's not the same ending as the Fantasia 2000 story, where like the jester kind of falls into the furnace and they all live happily, you know, whatever. This one ends a little differently. A little different. Oh well. But it's cute. It's really good. This one was cool. This is actually by Yoshifumi Kondo, who would go on to do the be involved. Steven made a video on him, I believe. I believe it's that guy. I think it's him. Yeah. Yeah. It's either him or, am I dumb? I'm sorry. Yoshifumi Kondo. Oh, yeah, it's Whisper the art director. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the Whisper of the Heart director. Damn. That's Takahata. I don't know why that's there, but I think that's him. But yeah, dang. But this was really cute. Really interesting designs. You know that little Dark Age MGMT album with that art? It's like that's the BG. Every shot is like a mix of, it's a black and yellow shot. It's so cool. Yeah, it's just a really neat idea. It's a cute story. Yeah. Now we're in 34A, which is a Dax episode. Soldier Hypno Lion. I don't know what the story is. I don't know what they're doing. I could not follow it. It was really uninteresting. And what? Yeah. They followed up with this. This is even worse. I gave it an awful. I don't know what they were thinking. It's a fucking fever dream. Not in a good way. Not in a way that's like, okay. It's really done. Drags on forever. It's so bad. And I think there's something, not about this, I just like this shot because it's funny, but like the actual character designs for the other characters seem a lot like a later episode of Dracula, which is really good. I've seen that episode already, but like it's a later episode. But I really like that one. But this is not it, Chief. It was just baffling. I couldn't. This is actually a Kawajiri solo. He solos this episode. It's Gulliver's Travels, and I like that he did something where the main character Gulliver has a very realistic expression, which actually kind of reminds me of his character designs. I don't know if it's his specific character designs, but the way Ninja Scroll and Wicked City and all of his movies, those character designs, right? I feel like it's his character designs. I could be wrong. I like that was for Gulliver to have where he's from the real world, and then the Lilliput, like small people, have that cartoony art style that that's kind of known for in this series. Like all of his character designs look very angular, simplistic, very expressive, kind of cool, fun. Yeah. This one's sad. This one's just way too sad. I've seen it before. It's fine. It's good. It's a solo also by this guy, Tomokichi Takeuchi, who is a big Toei guy. He did a lot of Dragon Ball, I guess. Key animator. You might be familiar with that name. Sorry, I'd be scrolling. But yeah, it's fine. It's just really sad, and I don't know. It's not in this sad in the unnecessary way. Sad in the way that's just like, I don't know. It didn't land for me, I guess. There's some things that are sad that land for me, but this didn't. This one's cute. These are the episodes I watched last night, I believe. Yeah. Fox vs. the Rabbit. It's a Dax episode. It's charming, simple, very little narration. so it's her voicing the characters more often. It's just sort of a very like slapstick and kind of hard to follow. It's a little too dialogue heavy for me, I guess, but it's cute. Does Akiba do another take on Red Shoes and Snow Queen? Yeah, he would do several. I'm pretty sure he would do several of his stuff from Manga Sekai and put it in Snow Queen. I'm pretty sure. A-sides and B-sides. Yeah, exactly. That guy you were talking about directed Fighting Foodon. So there's yeah, and it's like, but I didn't see those designs in Fighting Foodons, right? He just kind of directed it. I don't know. I was wanting more credits of him being credited for character design. Faust. This is the story of Faust. It was a surprising choice for an adaptation. It's the bland character designs. You see how they're very just like simple, human, very like not even how to draw manga. It's just very bland and fine. It's fine. Very basic. Yeah. But had some really cool moments, really cool stuff shown. Like he has this vision of like the Mephisto character kind of shows him the world's knowledge and everything, and he gets this glimpse of the future and a bunch of crazy shit. And that was a cool sequence. There was a lot of cool stuff in that one, so it's a good. Even though like, there's a kind of a lot of kind of boring stuff throughout most of the episode, to be honest. And it ends weirdly positively. I didn't expect to have a positive ending, but sure. This was funny. Very delightful cartoony designs. We're back to Madhouse now, 37. Very delightful designs, great performance. Because she's playing mostly male characters, but like she still has these very like high-pitched, cutesy kind of, and I don't know, she has a really great range. Very playful and fun. It's Aladdin, you know. He goes in the cave, gets the lamp, and gets the wishes and stuff, and it's very playful and fun. Yeah, this is a great episode. Wow. It's just the story of why cats and dogs fight each other and hate each other. It's this competition where the cat and the dog live in the same house, and a thief breaks in and steals something, and the two of them go off to try to who gets it back first. And there's like a really heartwarming bit of teamwork between the two of them. But the designs are so cute, and the art, like the backgrounds are really cool. Some of the shots they're able to, it's just really driving, propulsive. Yeah, really great premise. It's a banger. I was enjoying it a lot. I really recommend this episode. It's really good. By the way, all of these are on YouTube. If you search Manga Sekai Mukashi Manashi, and I think the whole playlist is on there. You should totally check them out. Yeah. 38. This horse tamer story. I don't really know what was going on. It's another Dax episode. We're back to Dax. A lot of random weird stuff happening. Not a lot of it looking interesting. I know this screenshot doesn't really give you that much information because this is kind of the best shot from the whole thing. There's a lot of like, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. It's like, okay, I don't know. It wasn't catching my attention that much. Then another mediocre one from Dax, Mother Monogatari. I couldn't get what the title was supposed to be, but like it's kind of fucked up and needlessly sad. Where like, I think her child is sick, and then something happened. The guy visits her house, and he's creepy and weird, and then I think he kidnaps her offspring. I forget I don't even remember if it's I think it's a boy. I think it's her son or something. And then she goes out to find him, and that sounds like a good premise, but then it's just like random different weird stuff, and it's like the course of events don't make any sense, or they're not followable. Obviously, I'm not watching any of this with any translation, right? So that, you know, maybe I would get it if I found out what the story is based on, like what's the story, and then try to figure it out from there. But I feel like even then it's just sort of like, huh? You know? There's some stories in here where I did not get what the premise is, but I still enjoyed them because they're fun on a moment-to-moment basis, whether that's the character voice performances or the art, you know? Anyway. This is a pretty good version of Snow White. We're back to Madhouse. You see? It's just mediocre. I don't know if it was once I realized that there's a dichotomy between Dax and Madhouse, but maybe. But yeah, Snow White, it's good. Backgrounds are good. The BGs, the direction is pretty strong. There's a lot of great shots that I want. I had trouble deciding what to screen cap, which is a really good sign. I would say the base designs are not the most exciting to look at, but the dwarves are good. And it's a basic story, but like, I don't know, there's things that delighted me about it that made it different and interesting. Yeah. And I guess I didn't... Oh, you know what? I did, and then I haven't... Hold on a sec. Oh, not that one. Where... I have to do this whole... Sorry. Yeah, this is... I did watch one more segment, and I just didn't put it in the folder yet. Yeah. This one's cute. It's like apparently Manga Nihon also has an episode like this, but it's the straw, like a piece of straw, a sentient piece of straw, a piece of coal, and a bean, a lima bean. They go on a journey to do something. I think it was to go see the flowers because this particular lima bean is like, it's like, I did it or something towards the end when she gets there. I couldn't really follow it, but it's very cool paper animation. Very delightful, very cartoony and fun. Yeah, I didn't really get what was going on, but this is an example, right? Where it's like, I don't really get it, but like, it's fun and cute and gives me good feelings. I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. So finally, finished talking about that. I'm sorry if that's not that interesting. I don't know how interesting that is. Yeah. So I think that'll have to do. I went over 2 hours. I think I have exactly one concurrent viewer. Thank you for sticking around. It was over 2 hours. Yeah. I'm gonna peace out. I gotta get out to doing another thing. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yo, peace.